What if everything you've lost, restarted, and rebuilt didn't make you damaged, but actually made you one of the most psychologically powerful types of humans alive? What if starting over wasn't your setback story, but your secret weapon? Here are science-backed facts that prove people who started over multiple times are built differently. And the last one, it completely rewired how I see my own story. Fact number 1. Every restart physically restructures your brain. Neuroscientists studying neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, found that humans who navigate major life transitions repeatedly develop denser neural pathways in the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for problem solving, emotional regulation, and decision making. Every single time you started over, you weren't just surviving, you were literally upgrading your hardware. Your brain is stronger than you think, and now you have the science to prove it. Fact number 2. Psychology calls it post-traumatic growth, and it's very real. Researchers Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun at the University of North Carolina discovered that the majority of people who experience significant loss and then rebuild report higher levels of personal strength, deeper relationships, greater appreciation for life, and expanded sense of possibility after the experience than before. The clinical term is post-traumatic growth. The human term is what starting over actually does to you. Fact number 3. The human body replaces itself completely, and so can you. Here's a biology fact that will change how you see yourself. Your body replaces almost every single cell it contains over a period of 7 to 10 years. Your bones regenerate every decade. Your skin every few weeks, your liver every 300 to 500 days. Scientifically speaking, the person who started over 5 years ago is not the same biological entity standing here today. Reinvention isn't just psychological, it's cellular. Try this. Think of one thing that was true about you 5 years ago that is completely different today. That difference is your proof. If this is already hitting differently, hit like and subscribe right now, because this psychology series is built for people who've been through it and came out the other side different. Don't let the algorithm miss what's coming next. Fact number 4. History's greatest contributors all had catastrophic restarts. Walt Disney was fired from his first newspaper job for, and this is the actual reason, lacking imagination and having no good ideas. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job and told she was unfit for TV news. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter. These weren't people who succeeded despite starting over. They were people who developed their greatest gifts because they had no choice but to begin again. History didn't remember their failures. It only recorded what they built afterward. Fact number 5. Bamboo grows 90 feet in just 6 weeks, but spends 5 years underground first. One of the most resilient plants on Earth shows zero visible growth for half a decade. Nothing above the surface, nothing that looks like progress, but underneath, it's developing a root system so deep and so strong that when it finally moves, it becomes nearly impossible to stop. People who started over multiple times are bamboo. The world just couldn't see the root work yet. Nature didn't call it failure. Nature called it preparation. Fact number 6. Multiple restarts build something called cognitive flexibility, and it's rare. Psychologists at Stanford University found that people who have navigated multiple major life transitions develop significantly higher levels of cognitive flexibility, the ability to shift thinking, adapt to new information, and recover from setbacks rapidly. This trait is so valuable that Fortune 500 companies now actively recruit for it. What felt like chaos in your life was actually a competitive psychological advantage being built in real time. Try this. Name 3 situations where you adapted when you had absolutely no roadmap. That was cognitive flexibility. That was the rarest skill in any room. Studies suggest that people who subscribe to psychology channels have significantly higher self-awareness levels. Fact number 7. The phoenix, the world's most enduring symbol of rebirth, appears in almost every ancient culture independently. Ancient Egypt had the Bennu bird. Ancient Greece had the phoenix. China had the fang hong. The Aztecs had Quetzalcoatl. Native American traditions across dozens of nations held fire and renewal mythology. These civilizations had no contact with each other, no shared language, no shared geography, and yet every single one of them independently arrived at the same truth, that rising from destruction is the most powerful thing a living being can do. Multiple cultures, one universal understanding. That understanding was always about people like you. Fact number 8. People who've restarted multiple times are measurably better at reading other people. Behavioral psychologists studying emotional intelligence found that individuals with high life disruption experience, meaning multiple major losses and restarts, scored dramatically higher on empathy tests, social awareness, and the ability to detect emotional nuance in others. Every restart strips away the surface and forces you deeper, and deeper people feel more, see more, and connect more profoundly than people whose lives were always comfortable. You didn't just get stronger, you got more human. And here's the fact that completely amazed me and will absolutely blow your mind. Psychologists studying long-term life satisfaction ran a study tracking 2 groups of people over 20 years. Group 1 had linear, stable, uninterrupted life paths. Group 2 had multiple major disruptions, job losses, relationship endings, relocations, identity shift, complete restarts. At the end of 20 years, they measured happiness, resilience, sense of purpose, depth of relationships, and overall life satisfaction. Group 2, the restarted ones, scored higher in every category. Not slightly higher, significantly higher. Because here's what the researchers concluded, and I need you to read this slowly. People who have started over multiple times don't just build resilience, they build wisdom, they build depth, they build an unshakable understanding of who they are because they've had to find themselves more than once, and each time they did, they found someone more remarkable than before. The science didn't call you broken, the science called you exceptional. Every culture on Earth built a mythology around people like you. Every neuroscientist studying resilience is describing someone like you. Every long-term happiness study is accidentally documenting your journey. You didn't start over because you failed. You started over because you were always meant to become something that a single, undisrupted life could never build. The restarts weren't the interruptions to your story. They were your story. And what a story it is. Follow for more psychology that reminds you exactly who you are and why it matters.